The person whose mind is calm, one who remains calm while speaking and working. He is the person who has attained the truth and who has become free from suffering. Because peace comes from within our mind, don't try to find it outside. Once, Lord Buddha was giving his speech to everyone in a village. He was talking about attachment and bondage, because the biggest reason for human suffering is attachment. Human suffering often comes from self-imposed limitations in various aspects of life. Wherever there is attachment and bondage, there will be depression. So take yourself out of all this. Buddha returned to the ashram after giving his speech. The next day a man went to Buddha and said, "Oh Buddha, I know that you gave a speech yesterday and it was for me. I understand what you have said. I have broken all my bondages and come to you, leaving all my attachments behind. Please keep me with you. Now my goal in life is only to know the truth." Buddha smiled and said, "Which bondages have you given up?" The person said, "I have my parents at home. My wife and I also have a small child. My wife remains very ill. There was a lot of sadness in my life until I heard your speech. But now I understand that my bond with my wife, children, and my parents is what makes me sad. I used to feel very sad when I heard my wife groaning due to illness. Sometimes I used to wish that she would die so that her pain would subside. Sometimes I felt that my life was meaningless, but now I have understood that I am unhappy because of being connected to all this. That's why I have left everything and come here. Now the purpose of my life is to know the truth." Buddha said, "You definitely want to leave everything?" The person said yes. Buddha again asked, "Aren't you forgetting something, any old relationship or anything?" The person said, "I am not forgetting anything. I have left everything behind. I have given up on my family and I will never look back at them." Buddha smiled and said, "Okay, you rest tonight and come and meet me tomorrow morning." The person started looking at the things in the ashram the whole night and started thinking that till today, I have only wasted my time. Now he is going to be a part of such a great work which is being conducted by Lord Buddha himself. By the grace of Buddha, he has found the true purpose of life. The next day, early in the morning, that person approached Lord Buddha and asked, "Tell me, what is the order for me?" Buddha said, "You have to go towards the east. You will find a woman there in the village. She is a very knowledgeable woman. Whatever she gives you, you have to bring it." The person left. There was very bright sunlight on the way. He was very hungry. It was a long journey. He was very tired. Throughout the journey, he kept thinking that if he had been at home, he would have been resting instead of roaming around in the sun and eating his favorite delicious dishes. Thinking this, he reached the woman's village, reached her house. Reaching there, he saw the woman. He just kept looking at her. The woman looked at the person and said, "Come inside. I know Buddha has sent you. You must be hungry. I will serve you food." She gave food to the person. That person was completely surprised. That was the food he was thinking about all the way. While eating, the man's eyes fell on the feet of the woman. It was very beautiful and soft. The woman said, "Buddha's feet are very beautiful. The one who finds a place at his feet does not need anyone else's feet." The man lowers his eyes after hearing this. After eating the food, the person thought, "The meal is done. It would be nice if I could get some rest, but now I will have to leave from here like this." At that moment, the woman said, "You have already eaten. Take some rest. I will fan you." The person started wondering how this was possible. Whatever I'm thinking, the same things are happening. This must be a coincidence. The person spread the sheet and started resting. The woman sat there and started fanning him. That person would secretly look at the woman again and again. Sometimes he looked at her face and sometimes at her feet, looking at all the shapes of her body, and in his mind, he was thinking what a beautiful woman she was, very calm, beautiful, with a lovely voice. She should have been my wife. He had composed many poems for women in his mind. After some time, he remembered that he had to go back also. He said to the woman, "Now I must leave." While leaving, the man thought that he should look carefully at the woman once again. What a beautiful woman. Then the woman said, "There's nothing in this body. It is just a combination of meat, marrow, bones, and blood. Nothing was kept in it." Hearing this, the person got scared and said, "Are you a psychic person who listens to the voice of the mind?" She said, "I am not a psychic. But by the grace and meditation practices of Buddha, I know life and can read the thoughts of the mind. That is why I tell you that nothing is kept in this body. It is mortal, and it will perish." The man felt very ashamed and started thinking, the woman who respected me so much knowing my feelings and what I was doing with her. I am a big sinner. That person could not make eye contact with the woman and came back to Buddha from there and told everything to Buddha. He said, "Buddha, I made a mistake." Buddha said, "I already knew the feelings of your mind. Now tell me, have you become free from bondage?" The person said, "I have given up all my attachments as per your request. I was attached to my family whom I had abandoned." Buddha said, "We do not become free from bondage by renouncing external bondages and attachments. Bondage and attachment are within us and not outside. That's why you left the bonds of family, but you were going to tie another bond. Because of this, today you are considering yourself a sinner." The person said, "Buddha, you are right. I just wanted to get rid of my wife. We have not been able to be together for a long time. She just remains ill and I don't earn much. Because of this, I was running away from the responsibilities of my family. I wanted to get rid of them. And when I heard your speech, I felt that family is the biggest obstacle, and leaving them would lead to truth. But I was wrong. I have understood that the biggest obstacle in attaining the truth is not my family, but myself." Buddha said, "Whatever I say, people listen to it only according to their selfishness. Where they have no interest, they reject those things. Attachment, desire, lust, anger. People keep searching for all these things externally. But the real thing is that desire gives rise to more desires. Desire creates lust, and if lust is not fulfilled, anger arises. All these are connected to each other. You must have noticed whenever you feel angry, you hand over the responsibility to others, and because of them, you think you have become angry. We never say that we are angry because of ourselves, although anger comes to us because of ourselves. If you want that you don't want to get angry, you will not get angry. Similarly, bondages do not come out. They exist only in our minds. That is why we suffer true pain because of the mind and due to the bondage of the mind.